So we can't really do any damage to this guy right now. We just have to shoot his projectiles out of the air and wait for this sequence to get over with. And then shoot down the Seekers when they show up. Fairly repetitive sequence here. I find it easier to hit the projectiles when you're not zoomed in with the turret, and easier to hit the Seekers when you are zoomed in with the turret. Maybe that's just me. Alright, that thing decided it would go and leave us alone. So we're going to move on and worry about it later. As we break through this wall of Dark Energon, there's going to be more enemies over here, including a destroyer on top of this bridge, which we can go ahead and shoot the bridge supports, causing the bridge to fall and him to fall to his death and die, despite the fact that we don't take fall damage in this game. Maybe the bigger they are, the harder they fall, something along that lines. Anyway, we should still have some overshields, and in fact we do, so we should be able to withstand all these guys up here. Now, if you don't get all of these guys, they can be the ones that give you a lot of trouble here. So you get like 4 guys in front of you, and then 2 guys on each side. Oh boy, it's back. Well, I guess we gotta do this over again.
Whatever it is, it's standing between us and saving Cybertron. Autobots, charge!
We're coming at you, bro. I knew it. It was a coward. Yes, be afraid of the giant worms. But there's some unarmed infantry down here we can just gun down. And then a cutscene will occur, and skipping it causes apparently a loading sequence. We fall apparently some more, and now we're all separated. So this, regardless of who you're playing as, you'll find health over here. But you'll be playing as, if you're playing as a certain character, you'll be in a different location for each of the 3 characters. So if you're playing this on co-op with 3 people, you'll all have to work together to be able to finish the mission. So if you're playing as Optimus, you'll be in this general area, and Optimus and Ironhide will meet up here. And Optimus is going to have to move the switch to get Ironhide through the barrier that's blocking him down there. And then he'll be able to get you past this one over here with his switch down there. Meanwhile, Warpath is goofing off, killing a bunch of unarmed Decepticons. And if you're playing as Warpath, you don't have to do that. You can just leave those guys alone. They don't really have any significance whatsoever. They're not real enemies. They're just like little scripted entities that die. So right here, Ironhide and Optimus are going to meet up. So the two of, if you're playing as either one of them, the path will be the same from now on. See, that's what those guys are over there. If you're playing as Warpath, said he's going to kill them, but if you're playing as Warpath, you don't have to. So while we've been doing all that work, Warpath has been kind of just goofing off. And I'm running around here because I think there's something over here, but I guess there isn't. But Warpath's job is now he's actually going to have to do something for us for a change. As you're playing as Optimus or Ironhide, then you're down here, you're going to have to shoot these dispensers of, I guess, Dark Energon or some kind of waste product. And you're going to have to shoot them down, and while Warpath is activating the switches to raise the platforms. So if you're playing as Warpath, your roles will be reversed. You'll have to activate the switches, and they'll have to shoot those things.
Good work, Warpath. We're across now.
And then we get to this part here, which is another large encounter that's going to break out between you guys and some more random Decepticons. Some scouts, some seekers, and some spiders. And if you're playing as Optimus or Ironhide, then you're going to be fighting them down here on the ground. If you're playing as Warpath, then you're going to be fighting them up there while you can't get down here. And there's a turret up there you can use, which I highly recommend, obviously, because it has unlimited ammo, so why not? And it's a nucleon shot cannon, in fact, so we should be able to blow away all these spiders like nothing whatsoever, even though they're pretty easy to kill already with the splash damage of the thermal rocket launcher. So we just kind of have to hold out here and wait for all these guys to be defeated. I would say this battle is probably the easiest as Warpath as well. Another reason why I kind of recommend playing as him if you want to complete this mission in the most efficient way possible. Yeah, these Optimus can't really be phased by these spiders. It looks like our war cry finally recharged. Or maybe that recharged sooner, I just didn't realize. Anyway, after we're done with that fight, we're going to have to go around the battle area here, around this debris that the giant worm cleared out for us. And activate the switch that will get you an Ironhide through. And I believe it'll also activate an area up there that you can get Warpath down here to you. Now right here there'll be another one of those slugs we were riding earlier. And there'll also be a destroyer. Now you'll get an achievement here if you destroy the destroyer before it kills the worm, because it actually can kill the worm right here. Now originally I thought, oh, you have to play as Warpath and get the turret down here and hit him enough times with the turret to be able to kill him. Now you can do this, but it's extremely hard. You need to hit him every single time with each of your shots with the turret, which is very hard to do at that range. And you need to do it soon enough to where he doesn't get to the slug. But there's another way of doing it, one that I did not realize for the longest time, and the fact that there's actually a rock sitting above the destroyer, and you can shoot that down on top of him when he gets close enough to it, so you can kill him instantly before he gets close enough to the slug. So that's the easy way of doing it. Doing the other way is just impractical and just downright ridiculous. But after that slight distraction, we can head down to this elevator and get yet again closer to the core.
It pains me to see it defiled this way.
Warpath, get out of my way.
This whole area is unstable. We need to move carefully, especially you, Warpath. Careful? You be careful. The entrance to the
So right here we're going to have more rocks to shoot down. We have to break the dark energon crystals around them to get them to fall. The easiest way to do that is with the thermal rocket launcher, because if you hit it in the right spot, you can knock it down with one shot, because the splash damage will eliminate a lot of the crystals, if not all of them. There's a couple of different paths you can take here. I think some paths lead to like different weapons or overshields or something, and one of the collectibles in this level. But I'm going to ignore all of that and just go straight for the boss, which is over here. And we already know what the boss is, so I'm not going to bother to show the introductory cutscene. We get this nice little sequence of platforms raising up out of the goo to give us a path over to the boss. Definitely want to pick up all that stuff there before we're heading in. Now we have to fight the giant worm! They're corrupting the core with a giant worm! Okay, maybe they're not. Yes, I wanted to use, when we first saw this thing, I wanted to use the clip from Gears of War 2, but I couldn't get the YouTube downloader thing to work on my Mac to show you guys the clip. Anyway, this boss is actually pretty difficult, and it's another one of those bosses that goes in rounds and has these just repeated sequences to it. Basically, what you have to do is you have to dodge the. It digs its claws in the ground over there in those spots where the ground is all tore up now, and it creates spikes of dark energy on there. So you have to dodge them one at a time and dodge in the opposite direction of the claw that's bringing down, and then you have to jump up in the air when it's shooting down both of them at once. And then it will hit you with some blasts of its shoulder-mounted weapons. And then it will expose its weak spot, which you can then damage and decrease its health enough to where it triggers the next round. Then it will go climb up onto the core and send out some spiders, and then repeat the process. So here we go. Jump to avoid the spikes. Jump in the opposite direction to avoid the other arm and the spikes. And then jump up, double jump to avoid the... oh, I didn't do that very well, but double jump to avoid the... claws, and then he'll do this attack, which is, as you can see, a beam attack, which has a pattern that it will cycle through, and you kind of have to jump over it and then and walk to the opposite side of the screen from it to make sure that you know the pattern, because it will change from being on the ground to up in the air, and you need to be able to be far away from it so you can see the change, so you can get caught up in the transition. So you can decide whether or not you need to wait for it to go over you, or if you need to jump over it because it's lower than you. And etc, etc. Eventually you'll get used to that pattern. But it can do quite a lot of damage to you. In fact, all of these guys' attacks can do quite a lot of damage to you and kill you very quickly. And as you can see, I'm already down to a single bar of health. And health is fairly scarce. We might get some more here in a second after killing these spiders. Yeah, there we go. It spawned just now. And on hard, as usual, we have a constant demand for health. But we get 3 spawns of health apparently, which is more than what we need even on hard. But here we go. Next round repeats the process. And those I'm not sure what our thermal rocket launcher is locking onto right here. It's probably locking onto the mandibles there, but that's not really important. We just need to worry about killing the spiders with the rocket launcher and damaging his core with our ion blaster. So we pretty much have the same weapons we've had for this entire mission here. That's why I haven't suggested picking up any of the other weapons that spawn in this area for this fight. So as you can see, just keep watch of the pattern that the beam is taking, and you'll figure it out. Just do what I'm doing, basically. Alright, so that was all 3 rounds, and this boss has been defeated. We defeated the giant worm and we saved the core.